What's up, guys? This is my geography video. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. I've just been busy because I've been going to a bunch of places, but now we can start. So Pennsylvania is a state in the eastern part of the USA. In eastern US, it borders New York to the south, Ohio to the west, Maryland to the south, West Virginia to the southwest, Delaware to the southeast, and New Jersey to the east. The capital is Harrisburg, and it sits right in the center of Pennsylvania. You could kind of say the nearest cities near Harrisburg are York and Lancaster. Harrisburg is the state capital city of Pennsylvania, and it's one of the cities in Pennsylvania that has the most bridges. Let's find it. Look. As you can see this beautiful bridge, and over there, that's Harrisburg. I was in Harrisburg like a month ago or like 2 months ago. There's a lot of bridges, I'm talking about a lot of bridges. And Harrisburg sits on this beautiful river called the Susquehanna River, and we'll talk about the Susquehanna River later in the video. So Harrisburg is home to the Susquehanna River, and on the Susquehanna River in Harrisburg, there's so many islands in here. We can look. I'll even show you the islands. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is home to one of the most islands in the U.S. Well, maybe not the USA, but in the whole state. So Harrisburg is the state capital. And now we are going to be talking about big cities in Pennsylvania and why they are so big. Harrisburg is a big city because it's the state capital. Philadelphia is the largest city by size and by population, with a population of over 1 million. That's crazy. And then there's Pittsburgh, with the city that some of us don't always like because it gets cloudy and it's raining in Pittsburgh a lot. But the reputation is really good. The crime in Pittsburgh is, I'd say, it's okay. It's not the worst crime you could ever see before, but it's not like that bad of a crime. Now Pittsburgh is one of the big cities, and now let's go up. There is Erie. Erie is a city sitting right on Lake Erie. They named this lake after the city in Pennsylvania called Lake Erie, and the lake is bordered by the USA and Canada. As you can see, these are the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes are Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, Lake Superior, and I think this lake has a name. No, this lake is part of Lake Huron. So these are all the Great Lakes. These lakes are shared by Canada and the USA. Lake Ontario, the name Ontario got its name from the region in Canada called Ontario. These lakes are shared by the USA and Canada. And Detroit in early Michigan sits right on the Detroit River, which connects with Lake St. Clair and Lake Erie. We're talking about Pennsylvania. So Erie sits right on Lake Erie. And then there's Scranton up north, not too far from New York, like an hour drive. Okay, and then there's Allentown. Let's go find that. Where is it? Here you go. And then there's Allentown, and that's most of the cities. And then there's Lancaster, which I went to when I was going on vacation. And fun fact, Pennsylvania is a state that has the most Amish population. If you don't know what Amish people are, Amish people is a group that migrated from Germany, from the USA. Their ancestors are from Germany. Amish people are white. They're Americans. Their ancestors are from Germany, and most of them live in Ohio, Illinois. Some live in the West, but the most population are in Pennsylvania, and they live in Lancaster. Amish people, they don't live in the big cities like New York, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, or Chicago. They live in fields, They don't like living lots of people. And fun fact, real quick about Amish people, don't take a picture of them because they'll cover their face. Because the Amish people, they do not like photos. If you go to an Amish household, you'll not find a single frame of Amish people. But anyway, those are all the big cities in Pennsylvania. Now we're going to be talking about what is the largest county in Pennsylvania. So the largest county in Pennsylvania is going to be Lycoming County. Let's go find that one. Okay, here it is. Lycoming County is the biggest county, not in the USA, but it is the biggest county in Pennsylvania. As you can see by size. The capital is Williamsport, and Williamsport sits on this lovely river called the West Branch Susquehanna River. It connects with the Susquehanna River all the way down to from Harrisburg. Okay. Now we're going to be talking about when was Pennsylvania declared a state. Pennsylvania was declared a state in December 12, 1787. It was the state. Pennsylvania was behind Delaware because Delaware was one of the first states to become a state. So, but Pennsylvania is behind Delaware. Pennsylvania is above Delaware, and I think another state. Okay. Now we're going to be talking about rivers in Pennsylvania. What is the biggest river in Pennsylvania? Some people think it's the Allegheny River. Some people think it's the West Branch Susquehanna River. Some people think it's the Susquehanna River. Some people think it's the Schuylkill River. Some people think it's the Delaware River. We're going to be talking about that. The longest and the biggest river in Pennsylvania is actually going to be the Ohio River. The Ohio River is a river starting from Ohio, here as you can see. It starts all the way. It passes through Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a city in Ohio, which is south near the border between Kentucky and not too far from Indiana. And the nearest city from Ohio next to Indiana is Harrison. The Ohio River starts from Ohio, obviously, and then it makes its way to Pittsburgh, right here. The river passes through Pittsburgh, and then it stops at Pittsburgh, basically, because it connects with the Monongahela River. Now, the longest river in Pennsylvania is going to be the Ohio River. It's the biggest river in Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania, too. So that's how to answer your question. And we can even show you what the Ohio River looks like. And let me get a better view. Maybe this is good. Okay. As you can see, you are clearly looking at the Ohio River, and over there, that is Pittsburgh, as you can clearly see. Pittsburgh is home to one of the most bridges in the USA. So Pittsburgh has lots of rivers. Pittsburgh has the Ohio River, Pittsburgh has the Allegheny River, and Pittsburgh also has the Monongahela River. Pittsburgh is kind of an interesting city to learn about, and it's really fun to learn about. If you're ever going to learn about cities in Pennsylvania, I'd recommend doing Pittsburgh first because it's really fun and it's also fascinating to learn about. And then there's the Susquehanna River. Now let's go find it. Okay, oh, I spelled S. I put A. Okay, let's see. So you put okay. Okay, now this is the Susquehanna River. Now, some of you might be thinking, the Susquehanna River is in Pennsylvania, right? You are right. The Susquehanna River is in Pennsylvania because you can see it. It literally says right here. But the thing you don't know about is the Susquehanna River does not actually start in Pennsylvania. Believe it or not, it starts in Maryland. And you're probably like mind-blowing. How does the Susquehanna River start from Maryland? But if you don't want proof, you can search it up. You can search, look, and I can even show you. Okay, right now we are in Maryland. Some of you can't tell. If you can see it, that says, what do you think that says? That says Susquehanna River. We're still in Maryland, and then this is the border between Pennsylvania and Maryland. It's bordered by the Susquehanna River. The Susquehanna River starts from Maryland. It's just that a lot of people don't know that it starts from Maryland because Maryland doesn't have much of the river, as you can see. Pennsylvania has most of the river. Maryland barely has it, but it does still start in Maryland, whether you like it or not. The Susquehanna River starts from the Chesapeake Bay, which is a bay in Maryland, which is shared by Virginia. It's shared. The Susquehanna River starts from the Chesapeake Bay and makes its way up north of Maryland, eventually leading into Pennsylvania, passing through Harrisburg, passing through Lewisburg, passing through Williamsport, even right here, and then eventually it changes its name from Susquehanna River to West Branch Susquehanna River. The reason why they changed it is because it's in western Pennsylvania, as you can clearly see. And then the river leads all the way, and eventually it does stop. I don't know if this is the river or not. Yeah, but eventually the river does stop at a point in somewhere else in Pennsylvania. Now we're going to be talking about the Delaware River. Where is the Delaware River? Obviously, it starts in Delaware. So the Delaware River starts from Delaware. It starts from the Delaware Bay, which is also connecting from the Atlantic. It starts from Delaware. It makes its way up here, as you can see. The Delaware River is the biggest river in Delaware. Not the biggest in Pennsylvania, but it's one of the biggest. It passes through Delaware City. It passes through Wilmington, which is the capital of Newcastle County. Eventually, the Delaware River makes its way entering New Jersey. And then now it gets into Pennsylvania, and as you can see, we're in Philadelphia. As you can see, we're in Philadelphia right now, and this river is actually the Delaware River. So the Delaware River is shared by Pennsylvania and New Jersey and Delaware. So the Delaware River makes its way up New Jersey, passing through Trenton, keep making its way up north, and eventually it touches Allentown, and then eventually it stops. The Delaware River connects with Allentown, but the Delaware River keeps going this way. It keeps going up north, and eventually, believe it or not, it enters New York. Okay, this is the last river we're going to be talking about because we really got to go to the video. We're going to be talking about the Schuylkill River. So the Schuylkill River is a river in Pennsylvania. It's actually connecting with the Delaware River, as you can see right here. I'm not good at pronouncing this, but it's the Schuylkill River. The Schuylkill River is a river starting starting all the way from eastern Pennsylvania. It starts all the way from west Pennsylvania, and it goes all the way to eastern Pennsylvania, where Philadelphia is at. So the Schuylkill River touches Philadelphia. And then eventually, as you can see, it connects with Delaware, and it connects with this little dam called Philadelphia Navy Yard. It's like a little dam, you could basically just call it, and it also connects with the Delaware River. Now, we are going to be talking about what is the population of Pennsylvania. The population of Pennsylvania is 12.96 million people in 2021. And the population of New York City, not the state, the population of New York City is 8.8 million. That's basically half of Pennsylvania's population. Almost half of Pennsylvania's population. Now, Pennsylvania, they have a high population because of the three major cities: Philadelphia, Harrisburg, and Pittsburgh. Now, some of you guys always have a question. Some of you guys always wonder what city in Pennsylvania is the closest to New York City. Everyone in TikTok and everyone in Google are always searching what city in Pennsylvania is closest to New York. Pennsylvania does not border New York City because New Jersey is right in the way. But if you want to know, the closest city in Pennsylvania that's closest to New York is actually Philadelphia. Yeah, there's lots of other cities too, but they're not like real cities. They're just like small cities. They're talking about the real cities like Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the closest city to drive to New York because it's only 2 hours away. But where I live in Maryland, so if I wanted to drive to New York right now, it'd be like 5 hours. But if I was living in Philadelphia right now and I was going to drive to New York, it'd only be like 2 hours and 30 minutes, which is not that bad if I was going to complain, because if I was bored of Philadelphia, I can go to Trenton, New Jersey, I can go to New York, I can go to Jersey City, and even if you live in Wilmington is only 3 hours, because Philadelphia and Wilmington are only like 30 minutes away. So if you want to drive from Wilmington to New York, it's only going to take about like 3 hours and 30 minutes, which is not to complain about if you've done it multiple times. Okay, so that's to answer your question. What ranking is Pennsylvania for the biggest state? Pennsylvania is ranked 33 for its size, because its size is 46,000 square miles. So yeah, that is ranked 33. It's almost behind New York, almost. Now, that's geography on Pennsylvania. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm glad I was able to teach you about Pennsylvania. And the next video is going to be on New Jersey. Bye now.